Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We got a car in the garage today that we haven't seen in a little bit here, and she's been neglected for a while. A lot of parts been robbed off of her, so we got to get her back running. And that is the purple car, the LSA S14. So there's a bunch of stuff that needs to be gone over on this thing, fixed up, and just made right because I'd like to drive this thing again. So we got this pulled in the shop, got some cool stuff going to go on it, as well as just some maintenance stuff and making stuff work a little bit better than the way we built it at first. So we'll dive into a bunch of stuff in the engine bay and then a couple things on the back. So it'll just be a quick little update video on the purple car. So let's get into it. Alrighty, I got the kooky wing taken off. Looks kind of funny wingless. But we're gonna look a whole lot different with the new wing in the back there. So we're gonna take off this trunk now because we got a new trunk that will not have all these holes in it. So let's get this off. All right, get this S14 out. Okay. This is a big old wing. All right, so starting in the back, I got the old trunk taken off. Got it sitting over there with something else special right there, which you can't really see. But the old kooky wing, we ended up selling that to a subscriber, so hopefully we'll get that shipped out in the box here, and that'll all work out well for him. And we are going to change it up a little bit since we're going to go with a little bit more of a drag style for this and maybe make some other changes. But got a new trunk here. So this one is wingless and does not have any holes in it. You can see right there. While on the other one, we have holes from the wing. So it was best option to get a new hood or a new trunk. I'm going to say that probably 100 times now. And then we got something even cooler to go in the back. All right, so also, if I'm not mistaken, I actually got this from a subscriber. I think he was building a house and ended up deciding to sell this before he put it on his car. But got it all opened up. Everything comes super nice, all packaged very, very well. This is your back little fin. Super cool. I'm gonna head and start mocking this thing up. So I've got it mocked up, sitting on engine stand here. This thing is gonna look so sick. Change the whole look of the car, completely different. Every car I got is gonna look like a drag car, just because I like the way they look. But, so I got the engine stand holding it up, got some tape on the trunk here, and I'm gonna mark where these lines are so that we can put these on. So these will have to get mounted to the actual trunk there. They'll get riveted on, and then it'll be screwed through this. So I guess we'll have to mount these to the trunk, and then we'll put the wing on there and go ahead and mark the holes and then drill them through this. So that's the only thing I could think of. That one's probably the end because it has the little mounts for these guys. So these probably go in the middle. So I'm gonna mark those, and then I just gotta figure out exactly how high, low to mount these, and then we should be good. All right, so I got all my marks laid out, and then I'm going to mount these onto the car. Currently they need to be, or what the kit comes with is rivets. So you'll rivet this on in the end. What I need to do is mount everything up, get the holes drilled exactly where it's going to be riveted, and then take everything off, and then we're gonna wrap this trunk, and then I'll be able to mount it on. So what I think I'm gonna do is, it came with a ton of these small little black screws to mount everything up. So I think I'm gonna drill holes for that. We'll just put 2 screws in each one. Hopefully be able to go through this. We'll have to see. And do something like that just to hold it in place and get everything mocked up before we go ahead and wrap it. Alrighty guys, still working on I got the holes drilled for these. I kind of got it taped up and then held up with this. I am not a fabricator by any means, but doing my best here. So these side ones, I had to, see the little tabs here that you actually rivet to the car. I bent them just ever so slightly so that when we line this up in here, it'll actually line up perfectly with the holes. Before it was kind of out here, so I bent it in just a hair. Now it should line up. I'll go ahead and mount it just in line with the line there, and then out of focus, but straight in line with that line I have, and then I'm just putting it just a hair underneath the top of the trunk so that there's just enough room for the actual wing just to sit nice and flush with the wing. So I'll check back with you after I got all my holes drilled. All right, so big shout out to my buddy Sean for coming over here and wrapping this. He had some cool, let's see here, 3M, I forget what it's called, but it is kind of a purplish tint. We were just gonna do black, but he had this purplish tint wrap, so I was like, let's go ahead and do that because that'll go with the look. If you come from this angle, it actually just looks completely black. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, that came out great. The trunk underneath was primered. So all that orange peel and the messed up in it you're seeing is from the trunk, not the wrap. But just wanted to get this quick done because really the car needs to be painted and everything. So just wanted to get that wrapped quick so it looks better with the wing. So now I'm going to go ahead and rivet on each of the brackets, and then we can set the wing on there. Oh, and you know, we had to fit the bead locks back on there. You already saw the clip before, but look how sweet those look. Definitely got to make these fit. We're going to have to pull the fenders and do a bunch of work to make that fit, but we're going to do that before we get anything painted. So let's get this wing on. Got all the support brackets riveted on. Looking good. Now we just, gonna go ahead and put the wing on, and then we got to kind of figure out drilling holes down this and then attach our little brackets from here to the wing. Alrighty guys, so you saw us get the wing on. Got the car flipped around. We're gonna work on a few things up front. To get this thing back up and going, we are going to relocate our coil packs to hopefully on the valve cover here. There is some holes in here that we got some brackets for, so hopefully that fits even though there's not much room there. What else? Yes, we're gonna change up the fittings on the actual supercharger for the water system or the cooling intercooler. But I got another piece here. We'll show you that in a second to make these into all AN lines instead of this fake AN stuff. So that'll help. Also got a new catch can here from Jack's Fabrication. I'll put a link to his website in the description below. He makes some really cool catch cans and a whole bunch of other stuff he fabs up. So this fits great, even allows you to keep your stock windshield wiper motor. So that's good. That all fits. Got a drain for under there. I might have to move this because it might be in the way, but might be able to squeak by. But we're gonna go ahead and powder coat that to match the rest of it. So let's get that powder coated and get the coil packs on. Alrighty guys, so we got the coil packs all mounted on the top here. I installed a bracket that wraps around the side of the valve cover. Got some new spark plug wires, new spark plugs, and then we powder coated this. It's a little bit dirty, but powder coated this to match illusion purple and white. Really sets off the logo there. And we are up and running. So we're gonna show you the next clip, it running, but got the coil packs gone from there. And then also replaced these, made new lines, and put new, I think it's a water manifold in here. So all cleaned up, and let's get it fired up. All right, so it does look a mess back here, but we got some, these are Voodoo 13 traction arms, and they come in a green anodized, but that ain't gonna look good on the old purple car. So hit them with some purple powder coat to match the front. And as we start replacing arms, we'll get everything all matched up and looking good. I also did it on the sway bar end links. You can see them there. Didn't come out perfect, but some fingerprints and stuff on them. But that'll be the sway bar end link, or not sway bar, tie rod end links for our new power steering rack. So we'll get that in soon. Alrighty guys, so before we go over to the lift to put on that new power steering rack, we did get some IDS, import drag solution coilovers for the rear. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop those in, and then we'll head over to put the steering column on. Got her loaded up, gonna bring her over to the lift, and we'll put this new steering rack in. So over to the lift. Dang, that purple looks good out in the sun. Alrighty guys, we got the old purple car over here on the lift. Let's, I think I might have showed you a little bit before, but we got the new power steering rack. We got new end links and new bushings for it. So once we get the old one out, we'll put them side by side so you can see them. And once we get in the air, we'll show you some of the rear suspension stuff we did and get that dialed in with the height. So let's head up. Alrighty, we got the old rack. Old rack is out, and the new rack is there. So this was definitely a pain to get out, but should be able to get back in. We're gonna swap the fittings over here. Should be good. Alrighty guys, so we got the new rack all installed. Got the, I have to tighten those up, but the new heim joints for the tie rod ends. There's the new rack, all the fittings hooked up, all the boots are good, and new end link on that side. So looking good there. Had to fill this up with oil and fill it up with power steering fluid. We'll show you back here. We got the IDS coilovers put on. It's great they come with this mount to push this out, so now our coilover doesn't hit the inside of the wheel. Also, you can see up here, there's the traction rods, so we'll have to get alignment and get those dialed in. And right now I'm just gonna set the ride height so that it's equal on both sides before the alignment. And then maybe this side's all right. I think I gotta do a little bit of trimming over here to see if this, she's right up against there. So we'll see. We're gonna put fluids in it and then get it started up and then hopefully take it for a little spin before we get in alignment. Drove the purple car back over to our house. Did pretty well. I got to adjust the clutch a little bit. It is engagement points way at the floor, so it won't even go in reverse easily. I had to put it in reverse and then start it to get to go in reverse. But other than that, seems pretty good as far as the steering rack. But the rear upper control arms, which adjust your camber, they actually hit the coilovers. So we're going to have to get an aftermarket set for those. I have some from the S13, but we'll have to see if they fit or not. If not, we'll have to order a set from IDS. So once we get that in alignment, we'll give it a little drive for you guys. All right, just show y'all real quick. We went ahead and put in some IDS upper control arms. These things are super nice, and they definitely give you enough clearance for a coilover in the rear. So didn't want to mess with trying any other aftermarket. I know this is going to fit. Made well. So went ahead and put it in. We're gonna throw one on the other side and then we'll give this thing a test drive. Alrighty guys, so we got the 240 back from Thunder Bunny Racing. They did a 4-wheel alignment, got our toe all straightened out in the front from the new rack, and then they adjusted all the arms. They did have to raise it a little bit to make it so it wouldn't rub, but I swear we might lower that just a little bit. I don't know, we'll see how it rubs. And I would love to take it for a drive right now, but we are having a little bit of an overheating issue. So working on that, and I'm hoping in the next video we'll be able to put this thing on the dyno, talk with Jason Dillard, and get this thing on the dyno, see what kind of power it makes, and then take it for a drive after that once I sort the cooling issues. I'm not sure if this radiator is undersized for the car, because I think these are 4KAs, and SRs is really what that size radiator is for. So maybe we need to go with the Chase Bays tucked radiator that's a little bit bigger. So we will see, but hope you enjoyed a little bit of an update on the car. Getting closer and closer. Don't know if we're gonna do the auto swap just yet. So much other stuff going on in the background. Would rather just be able to at least drive this instead of doing more stuff to it. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.